the first sign of trouble began when he arrived late for the interview. Well, very late for the interview. And then in trying to, I don't know this man, eh?
Yes.
You know me, don't know not more
Exactly.
music. I tried to find out a little bit about him before the interview started. Of course, I did the readings and whatever. And I noticed he was almost aloof.
Look on the fit, yes, sir. Hit a bus out, we need it disgusting.
Bagging, watch out now, what I go on? My viewers, my subs, welcome back to the channel. For your advice and everything once, twice, and thrice. Is me answer S to the W to the YB to the A to the D. So people, Clif Hughs alongside with his co-host of the Nationwide podcast, you know what I mean, did a segment where they talked about the Alkaline interview. And Clif Hughs basically called Alkaline boring, standoffish, uninteresting, unwelcoming.
Stop the cap.
You know? Yo, he never actually say, you know what I mean, those words are basically a cap me and cap, but he did call Alkaline aloof. And so the artist did show up late to his interview, you know what I mean, which was kind of shocking because, you know, his camp reached out to Clif Hughs and said he wanted him to do the interview of all persons. You got to me answer people. So hearing Clif Hughs with those statements was kind of wild, you know what I mean? People start looking into it, because, you know, people basically are saying, you know what I mean, maybe this was some form of a stunt, you know what I mean, do your Alkaline behave throughout that whole interview. So it was kind of surprising, you get to me answer people. But at the end of the day, you know, we the people, the fans, thought it was, you know, the interview was very odd, you know what I mean. We never like some of the questions that Clif Hughs asked. But right here, right now, we can see that Clif Hughs threw Alkaline under the bus and say basically why the interview was so boring, lame, you know, and didn't have the vibes to it, because it was, well, no pun intended when you hear me say vibes, but, you know, Alkaline was basically, you know, still withdrawn, still staying to himself, you know what I mean, still show lack of interest, you know, about being there even after his team was asking for Clif Hughs to do the interview. You know what I mean? He was saying basically the interview was painful for him, you know, and he tried every, you know what I mean, trick in the book to get Alkaline, you know, for come out time shell, show his personality. And also, this has been something that the fans have been asking for, you know what I mean, Alkaline to do an interview. So, you know, if you not get that Alkaline experience, you know what I mean, after being off the scene and not being interviewed by a local media for over 10 years. This was supposed to be the interview of interviews. Instead, it was probably, you know, he called it one of his worst interviews. You see me? How much it was painful. And then he also brought up about the fact that he interviewed Vybz Kartel back in the days, and Vybz Kartel was very much vibrant, energy good, you know what I mean, energy right. Kept him on his toes when it comes on to being, you know, questions and, you know what I mean, interact with the artist, you know, challenge him as the interviewer, you know what I mean, and, you know, made it an interview
I was led to
watch. Is it
as
me
it
as people?
turned out,
But
wasn't so.
as I said, I'm going to hear the video,
not going
I'm going to
to
see the
leave it
video,
to-
and then when we come back,
Yeah.
you know, we give a final thoughts.
I remember my interview with Vybz Kartel. That was good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Yes.
Yeah. The greatest thing for an interviewer is to have an engaging interviewee who can go with you. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
He can challenge you.
You know.
Yeah. And, you know, go somewhere that you did not anticipate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is the interview I crave and live for every day. Yeah. But this gentleman,
It was nowhere near that. It's like a shell of his former self. You've been trending.
me,
Yeah, man, you're a trend, man.
and a mere trend.
Well, you said you're a trend. Alkaline a trend or you're a trend?
Alkaline a trend.
Well, you know, your anticipated interview with Alkaline happened on Wednesday of last week.
Yes.
And it's just been the talk of the town since.
Yes.
The weekend has been insane with a lot of events, including Alkaline's new rules in Trelawney. So quite a bit to talk about. But we just want to get in your head. We want to talk to you about your experience interviewing
All right.
Alkaline. And funny enough, Cliff.
Yes.
I remember people you would ask me in the past, who was your favorite interview? Who did you read? And I always say Alkaline. Like back in the day when he had just when he had the lens in, the black lens in his eyes, when he just come up and you know what I mean, and he was doing media them time there.
Yes.
He was witty and engaging and fun, and he had an answer for every question. There was nothing you could throw at him and he wouldn't be back at you.
Really?
I am telling you.
How long ago was that?
This was when I was at Sun City. How many years ago was that? Probably 9 years ago, 10 years ago, thereabout.
Oh.
Yeah. He was on the ball.
Well, he was the direct opposite of that last
The
Wednesday.
direct opposite. And it's just baffling. It's still baffling to me. What about you?
Very baffling, because they reached out to us, his management team, asking us to consider doing that interview with him, right? And they specifically asked me to consider doing it.
Yes.
And
Did they say why? Did you ask why?
because, as I understand it, he wanted to deal with a number of issues in a serious way.
And he just come on and deal with nothing?
And that's why it's baffling.
Exactly.
That's why it's a mystery to me.
Because for me, I'm saying, was there a breakdown in communication between him and his team? I don't understand. But prior to your interview with him, a headline had come out where his team was hitting out against a presenter who had asked a question in an interview and said, "Who is the Prince of Dancehall?" And the person had replied and said, "Well, Alkaline." And then the presenter said, "Well, Alkaline is inaccessible. You know, where is he?" And his team took issue with that to the point where they released an official statement to say it's not that he is inaccessible, it's because he's selective, and was going on about, you know, people masquerading as journalists and so on and so forth.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so then that happened, and then they came to you.
Yes.
So one would expect,
Yeah.
after almost a decade of not talking to any media houses in Jamaica, you are making a return now to show up and
Yes.
just catch up and let people, you know what I mean, see that I'm Alkaline, I'm still here, I'm still...
I prepared so much
Fresh
for that.
drop.
Right? You know, because I asked you, you know. And the first sign of trouble began when he arrived late for the interview. Well, very late for the interview. And then in trying to, I don't know this man, eh?
Yes.
You know me, don't know nothing about
Exactly.
music. I tried to find out a little bit about him before the interview started. Of course, I'd done the readings and whatever. And I noticed he was almost aloof. Yes. He wasn't communicative.
Yeah, it wasn't engaging, it was just sort of just there.
But I figured that,
Maybe when the camera come on and the light go on,
he would wake up and,
yes,
you know.
because you have some people who are like that. They're not
Exactly.
really interested in matter before, they just want to get to the meat of the
Exactly.
matter.
But, honeybee, I asked a man, where were you born? Where did you go to school? Who was your principal at school? How many subjects you got? 6?
He must say no member I'm subject them. I mean, I said, no, this is insane.
Well, let me tell you something. In all my nearly 40 years, I tried every trick in the book.
Cliff, me see I sweat out them. Me say, look, me say,
I
look how
tried.
this man I do my uncle Cliff.
No. It was painful.
And I want you to know that it's not your fault. He was giving nothing.
Absolutely
because you have a lot of
nothing.
people be like, someone else should have done the interview. He was just not talking.
Yeah.
He was answering to nothing. So it's not even that, your line of questioning, because at the end of the day, you're Clif Hughs. They asked for Clif Hughs because they wanted a Clif Hughs type interview. So you're going to ask him the type of questions Clif Hughs would ask.
Exactly.
You know, if you want a different type of interviews, go to someone else, right?
Yeah.
So you're there and you're not saying anything, which means you never did want to do nothing from morning. Why would you
And why?
ask for an interview?
Precisely, and that's why it's a mystery.
So a lot of theories are circulating. Of course, people are like, he's just trying to be mysterious, and he's just this is their plot. This is what they wanted. This is the kind of reaction they wanted. But I'm asking the question: why would you? You don't need this. You're Alkaline. You haven't been interviewed in almost 10 years. People want to hear what you have to say, and you don't have to be a people person. You don't have to be extroverted,
Yeah.
but just be respectful.
Yeah.
And I find that he was not respectful. And that's what hurt me more than anything with that interview.
Yeah.
I felt like he was disrespectful. And he should have stayed yard for that in the condo.
Yes.
But anyways.
So is he really now a recluse? Because that was what I was picking up. That
It's-
he was, he had become this withdrawn mysterious.
It's funny because I was watching a video of a review of the interview. I think it was Twins of Twins, and he said he feels like Alkaline has gotten to a place where he's such a recluse that him never deal with him when himself. Like if him pass one mirror and see himself, he probably shock at who is that? But
I've never heard that before.
yeah, right. It's funny, but we can only speculate based on what we got from him. He alone can answer to why he did that. Yeah, but Vybz Kartel did apparently reply to that little clip that's trending when he said, "Just the vibes," and you said Vybz Kartel. And he flung his neck around 360, and then he said, "Isn't he locked up?"
You know, I need to say something on that.
Go ahead.
Because I swore I heard him say, wasn't he locked up?
Me tell them, because what people are beat out about, why would Cliff say yes? Me son of them, unless the pressure with Cliff on the right there, so. And Cliff probably never hear what the man say, because to all the man are behave like I don't even know what to say.
I swore he said, wasn't he locked up? But actually he said, isn't he
Yes,
locked?
but me know Cliff coming know.
Hey, what you know, man? I bet say after this, Alkaline do 10 more years of not talking to the local media. Because basically, Clif Hughs, to me, him kind of throw Alkaline under the bus, you know what I mean, when it comes down to the interview being boring. I feel like, you know, he might take the easy way out and blaming Alkaline for the interview not being, you know, much more exciting and Alkaline having a much more engaging personality. You get to me, I say? And basically, even not through the whole, you know, Vybz Kartel challenged him and, you know, make the interview go places where him never expect. You see me? Him say him live for moments like those. You see me, I say? Interviewing a person like Vybz Kartel comparing to Alkaline. You see me, I say? So, at the end of the day, you know, it always come back to those two, Vybz Kartel, Alkaline. You see me, I say, but I believe after the interview, you see me, or should I say, after the blame should go on Clif Hughs. You see me, I say, asking questions where, you know, everybody know, like, you know, from 2014. You see me, at 2025 now, bro, get with the program, you see me? That's why I say, in the review what I do before, you know, Alkaline should be interviewed by someone that represents the culture more. You know what I mean? Being someone much more younger, in tune to what's really going on. You know what I mean? Dancehall wise, dancehall industry wise. You know, just represents the culture overall. You see me? That's my take, anyways. You see me? I say, what well, think? You see me? When I feel like Clif Hughs, I look at scapegoat when it comes down to the interview being just boring, lame, and plain. You see me? And just throwing Alkaline on the bus, saying, you know, it was because of his lone and withdrawn personality. Get in the comment box and let me know what you think. Like always, like, comment, share, hit the notification bell for further updates and videos. Banging, watch you now.
Kaboom! You know it's Warlord representing What You Know! The world I forget the stats, you know. You know it's What You Know, me, and it's Warlord, Skystar leader. Kaboom! What You Know!